All right. Okay, I'm already live on YouTube, so let me go ahead and get this going. Let me just get out of this. All right. What's going on, Alize? Okay, my commentary. So, market review and update. Right, GC clean rally out of high time frame value area low. 4040 held as support New York session. Closed above POC for New York profile. Leaning bullish tonight based off this and how we close. Clear resistance up at 4080, which is POC from the last 4 days. Going to wait for price to give me direction, but looking for longs in the 4050 to 4060 area. This was pretty much to the T, right? Gold came down to 4055, 4056. I ended up, I was long at 4060, then I closed it. I tried to short. I tried to short just based off the CVD divergence right here. Right, we made a new high. Someone was asking if there's examples where CVD divergences don't work. Yes, there are. So here we made a new high on the CVD, right, compared to this, but we didn't make a new high in price action. So that did not end up working. I should have just stuck with the original plan. And then if I got out of that long, right, price does come back down to that lower band, tests it after we broke out, came back up to that 4080, which was resistance, and then you get that clean breakout. So pretty good read on that. I just got stuck on short side for some reason. So this morning, GM gold is right near volume shelf. If we get a strong push above 4120, we could very quickly get up to 4150 since there's a volume channel above. Currently, we're tapping this. I said taking. This meant to be tapping into the upper band from overnight VWAP. Could see a bounce here or lower at 4090. VWAP value area high. I didn't go live today. Wasn't feeling great when I woke up. And then 237 back at high time frame POC. Lower VWAP band would look for longs here. Also CVD divergence. We'll just take this back to VWAP. This was clean for about 10 points. Very low risk on this. Not really any drawdown on that trade either. So this, we came down below this upper band, right? Pushed up. Started the New York session. We got this clean rally. This got up to 40.33 and then sold off. So I think I had a good read. I didn't trade at all during the M session. Didn't really see anything until that 2 p.m. came through. But yeah, let me look at Uranus's. Okay. Yesterday, I like longs in this area for NQ. Pop. Oh, CVD at the lows. Took this one for a combine. Okay, this looks good. One trade pass type shit. Clean. So this was a clean long. When did you alert this? Sorry, one sec. Oh, why'd that go away? Wait. My Discord. What just happened? Where's my Discord? Okay, am I still live? Am I still live? My Discord just like bugged out. Okay. So Uranus called out this long at 7:30 p.m. 2452 522 was the entry. Yeah, clean long. This is a clean long. Retesting back in this area. Right, we're made to low. I like this. This is right at, if I'm just taking a fib, dips below that 618, comes back up, tests that VWAP, then retests, gets that clean pop. I like this trade, Uranus. 32 up to, yeah, this is almost a 100-point trade. So very clean. Very clean. My camera's blurry. Trade there. And then unsure of what NQ to do all day. Range makes sense given all the upcoming news, but you know, it likes to do irrational stuff. I would pay attention to this weekly volume profile for which the value area low keeps supporting. Right. This fell through. It did not. No, it didn't. Okay. Yeah. So this we pretty much open right at overnight VWAP and then push up right back into this resistance zone. That's been previous resistance, right? We come up here in Asia, get up there in New York, and then get this clean sell-off. Comes back down to 24,500, which not exactly where your volume profile is, your value area low, but it's close to there. Now taking this IB long setup on fundeds because True Day hasn't swept. Here it is on paper and stopped. Nothing on that one. Okay, yeah. No, I think that's valid. True Day didn't get swept in London. Yeah, so I wouldn't personally look for, like, I wouldn't, this pushes right into a resistance zone and then you get this sell out. Like, I wouldn't trade that IB to the upside. That's where the context comes into play. I know that IB high set second, but True Day didn't get swept. So just trade back down to True Day. I think it would have been a better trade to just, you know, have that resistance zone up there. And then, yeah. No sound. What do you mean no sound? There's no sound? Wait, I have to request to speak? What is this? Okay, is there sound now? Is there sound now? Can someone confirm? Still no sound? Bro. Alright. I can't hear you, Uranus. Okay. Okay, is it working now? Yes? Okay, cool. I was going to say, just go to YouTube if it's not working. Good commentary, Uranus. Let me go into trade review. Okay, I have to pop this out. Re-review me. I think that long in the overnight was good. I would have, instead of looking for that IB long play, I know you said you weren't taking it on fundeds, but you took it on demos. I would have just looked at this and said, okay, we pushed into a resistance zone. We didn't sweep True Day in London. I'm gonna wait till I start to see this start to fall, and then just take the short down to True Day. You're in a meeting. Yeah, all good. Yeah. So did no one hear my commentary on my own commentary? It's on the YouTube. I'm not gonna re-review it. It's on the YouTube. It's on the YouTube stream. Let me go back into this. We heard yours glitched on mine. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yesterday, NQ short in Asia. Level, single print plus low volume node plus value area low. Entry, buyers can push the price above 1 to 4, 100 points. Okay, we're using some TPO charts, I think. Tried it one time, didn't work out. Re-entered, that's fine. You might have gotten stopped initially. This is a clean re-entry. Clean sell. Yeah. You're just a little early on that first entry. I showed GC from value area low. There was CVD divergence, and the VWAP was also there. My target was VWAP lower band. Value area low off what profile, Tibby? I'd like to know the profile. Yeah, if you're just targeting lower band of VWAP, that's fine. Long from value area low, high time frame, and 4,000 level TP VWAP. Oh wait, this is yesterday. Duh. I already reviewed all this. Just looking at it, I was like, what? Combine, 3 trades, 2 wins, 1 loss. 1 MNQ, 5 cons, 1.32 RR. Overall buy sell. Oh, I didn't finish it yesterday. You guys are right. I didn't finish it yesterday because I had a migraine. You guys are so right. So I do have to go through this. I got through clutch. Long from value area low, high time frame, and 4,000 level TP VWAP. Yesterday lost back plus profit on funded. Okay, good management on this. Your stop it, like if you got stopped out on this, you'd still have a positive day. Dipped right in 4,000 gain, acceptance back above. I think that's a good target. 250 loss, targeting London Orb, double break, which lined up with True Day. Entry from VWAP, M.5 on Asia range fib, also CVD divergence and trap buyers. Okay. I think this is a valid attempt based off VWAP. You have a lot of buyers. This isn't necessarily trap buyers because there's no sellers coming in yet. So if you're looking at that, if you're looking for trap buyers, you want to see sellers come in. Trend short at low volume node, 0.6 fib with CVD, got stopped. Yeah, so this came up to 40.20. So this was yesterday during London. Right, like we're shorting right up here, right? If I'm looking at this profile, from reopen, you're right at the value area high, but just because you're at the value area high doesn't mean shorts, right? This comes up. If there's still good buyers at this value area high and no sellers step up, what do we get? We get a pop, right? I went over this in a mentorship class today. Same situation here, right? Where you get, right? If I'm looking at this, okay, we know our value area highs all the way up at these 40.80s, right? Initially this rejects, this comes back up, right? We're right at the value area high. I want to short this. We're at value area high. No. This, you get good buyers outside of it, and then you get the pop. You get that aggressive pop. So just because you have this value area high or this value area low, yes, you can use it as support and resistance. Not every time. This is where the context comes into play, where I'm looking at this, and this to me is so bullish that I don't want to use this as resistance. I want to use this as a breakout level instead. So same situation here, right? Same situation here, where this was resistance. This was acting as resistance, right? If I look back here, okay, this was previous value area low, right? Now it's shifted. Okay, we get some more price action in here, more price action in here. I don't know if that level is going to be resistance yet, because this profile, right, based off this profile, that value area high is not there until we push up to here, right? So this is where you get that breakout. It's previous resistance, right? You rejected here once, you rejected here twice. Now when we come up the third time, this is the breakout level. No sellers stepped up this time. You had trapped buyers, or you had big buying up here. That doesn't mean there's trapped buyers. You have big buying up here. Instead of being trapped, they get validated because no sellers step up again. And then that just shoots through the high. Same thing here. Same exact thing. And low volume nodes, right? If you get a great entry here, right? If I'm entering off a low volume, like I don't want to enter here. I want to see quick moves away from low volume nodes, right? I don't want this to, like, this comes up, taps this low volume node. This is also, I would mark this low volume node from here out to here, right? Make it a little bit bigger. So you're still trading inside the low volume node. Up in here, like your entry, you come back into this volume shelf, you tap that value area high, and then that rockets off. Based off where my stubborn herd sadly kind of won today. Framing coming into the top of the range where buyers weren't strong, and I thought we had dumped. Tried it too many times and was 50 from DLL. Decided to wait out and actually came back, so I was break even. Bad misread on market. Buyers put little effort, but price pushed up. Entering too early, entering too often, waking up late, not accepting being wrong and being stubborn child, forcing my will on the market. The idea was valid, but not the entry. Okay, you only lost $76, so you made it back. Yeah. Where are we shorting this? I'm fine with this short back up here. Like when you're coming up to this like 40-40s area, but 40-40s to 40-50s. But yeah, you have more selling coming in, and sellers aren't getting anything out of it. So came back after a small break. Framing retrace after push down, retest of daily POC, aligning with upper band, failed buying. Closed this too early for a winning day. Closed this too early for a winning day. And locked out because read and entries are off. Good lockout framing entry, bad management because I was pretty sure if we break that ledge, we at least go to VWAP. Comes back to outside factors, like you said yesterday, Baron. Yeah, outside factors can have a big impact. Okay, yeah, so this keeps pushing up, pushing up, pushing up, and then you come up to this area where we previously rejected 40-50s, and then you reject. Okay, so then once this starts falling, you could take a short right at 38s. Was this off the retest? Yeah, off the retest. That looks clean. Am I going live for market open? Probably not. GC short from value area high. Took 3/4 of the position off at the 1 hour FEG, and the rest down to the London 15-minute orb. Remaining half the position got stop break even. Okay. Tight risk on this. Yeah, here you have big CVD divergence. Shorted there. But yeah, those passive buyers can just step up, validate it. Took 3/4 off. TP1. Yeah, this dips below VWAP, and then you come back up and you get big buyers crushing it through VWAP. And yesterday, right, like this looked good to me. Where are we at? I need this day. This to me, this looked good. This looked good for shorts to play the orb double break, right? I called out the shorts right here. And this looked clean, and then you get that announcement from Trump. So it doesn't really matter what else is going on. The market just starts shoving. So yeah, I think the trade is nice. Unfortunate Trump came out, but you took most partials down there. Don't know why my post didn't post, but since this is trade review and everyone wants to post 50 bag bangers, here's a trade I analyzed and was looking to take. If the setup came, this is my A+ setup, and Baron knows why I take it. The trade worked like a charm, except for one thing. As you can see, what I thought was my stop loss in TP was actually reversed. I sat in this trade close to 3 minutes before I realized I fucked up my trade with one click. Had this played out, if I walked away for anything, it would have wiped any gains from yesterday, but even more damaging. I would have been mentally distraught from making such a foolish mistake. Yeah, I made a foolish mistake yesterday, and I was kicking myself for it last night. It doesn't matter if it's an XFA or my live account, because I would have had a larger position in my personal account and would have been gut-wrenching. Train is 100% concentration, and here's the proof what happens when you're distracted. Okay. So, yeah, this, breaking down from support, yeah, this would have been a nice short, a nice follow through on the short. But you went long. Okay, it happens. So that was, holy rip. Holy end of day rip. Oh, it's NVIDIA earnings. I was like, why are we ripping? It's NVIDIA earnings. So this, yeah, you're breaking down from a support level. This would have been a very nice short for a breakdown. But we hit the wrong button, Rocky. At least you realized it. You only took a $125 loss. So not too bad. Glad you realized it. $125 loss on 10 micros. Yeah, you got out of that quick. So at least you didn't freeze up and you were able to close it. Would have been a nice trade. Sloppy trade, late entry, but got out for 40 points. Need to work on my entry. Yeah, late entry on this. Yeah, because you want to be entering all the way up here at like your 50 points from your entry. So you would have been up 100 points on this. And your risk is pretty tight, given the conditions for NASDAQ. You're up 724. So you can size down based off how big these ranges are. Yeah, you're up almost $900 here, and you're already up on the day. So, you know, you can't make more than $1,500 in a day. So you can size down on these trades. Start scanning. ESIB short, but only on paper. This is clean. Entered right on the initial wick. I'm cool with that. Reasonable stop, and looking for a breakdown. Yeah, there you go. Very clean trade to me. Getting comfortable with entries on my own. Volume profile shows value area high at 40.69. 11.55, I used one mini short on GC Confluences above the 382 fib. With value area high 4 points up. Notice volume was very low and showed weakness to push higher. Entered one short at value area high. Thought process set TP at IB low. 40.53. Also realized I may have resistance with upper band as it dropped out. I moved stop loss to 0.28 fib. And the candle is at the 0.214 fib. Stopped out for $690 profit. Okay. A little early on the entry. But this is fine because of the way the IB set. Oh wait. Let me check GC. This was yesterday. Yeah, the way the IB set. Yeah, I would short this. I think I called out this short. Where's my VWAP? Where's my VWAP at? Hello? Oh, I'm stupid. The VWAP's right here. It's like, where's the VWAP at? Yeah, so if I'm looking at this as my VWAP, right, we're under this upper band. And I would use this, I would use a New York VWAP in this case just because we're so far from the previous VWAP. Right, down from value area high, come back up. All right, and then we sell off down to the lows, back down to this VWAP. So this is clean. If I'm using the fib, right, comes right back up to that 618. So you also have the CVD divergence, right, pushing the high. This is a clean trade, Mike. Entry, maybe a little bit too early, but played out. Oh wait, this was end of day. This was after this sell-off. Okay, this was end of day. What time was this out? Oh, this was here. Yeah, this was here. Yeah, entry still just a tiny bit early. I think this was valid to take this short. This played out for 10 points, right? There's low risk. When I shorted this, I had like 3 points of risk on it, and it played for 10 points. So, yeah, I like this short. Good stop management on that as well. GC short from point of control to VWAP upper band plus CVD divergence. When was this at? This was the lunch. Yeah, same trade. Same trade. Well, after a massive fuck up averted, recovered pretty well with this one. Support / supply area from last few previous sessions in larger 618 fib. Took a shot at this, hoping for the other side's highs. Damn, that's a pretty far TP. Yeah, no, this looks good. We're entering off this. We entered after this continuation, I'm assuming, or this, not this continuation, this strong candle. Half off. Cool with that. Yeah, this, we're taking half off. We're trading against the IB here, or no, we aren't. We aren't. Half off there. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Have trailing stop following since Baron and Uranus are getting so gung-ho about taking IB short. I was hesitant because of the support / supply area to the downside, but they had a few of the top max 7 with them, so I attempted it after I saw some confirmation, hence a low lay of an entry, but being cautious. Okay, yeah, this was the short I called out yesterday. This was a little bit of a late entry. Okay, and then, well, true to form, the max 7 held and started reversing. It was at the fib at 618. A nice hammer with high volume. Trying something a little different. Had 0.5 fib on CVD. 618 with high volume, support supply area. I took the long, aiming for 24,800 high. Okay. Yeah, good management on this. Good entry. I think there was an announcement from Trump as well. Off this. Right. So I took the short here. I took the short up here. Played for 150 points. And then my trail got hit. Trail stopped. I mean, fucking hell. 5 micros. 5 micros, you're making $4 grand, bro. That's some good trading, Rocky. Or I guess it's 10 micros, $4 grand. 200 points. Excellent trade, bro. Yeah, so this. Yeah, you're making higher lows on the CVD. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Target of. Oh, and you're using fibs on the CVD. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Maybe that works. I'm not sure if that works or not. It could. Target of 2485, 850 might be breach high day. Only time will tell, and I'm done and exhausted. Yeah, this stalled out. So I think you got trailed up pretty well. 3 pretty shit trades for me today. Wrong bias. Third would have worked out if I wasn't going for 1, 2, 3R, down 445 for the day. Okay, so yeah, this short, I already touched on this. Someone else had taken this. Here, there's, like, we break below this upper band, but then we're starting to come back above it, right? And this impulse to the upside, like your CVD is lower here. So if I'm looking here, my CVD is lower, and we're back to pushing the highs. I don't want to short there. This 40-20 short, right? I already touched on this with Killer Posse and KPEC. And then this last one. Yeah, this one, last one, the entry's fine at this upper band. I would have just adjusted this down, right? This looks like strong displacement. Adjust your stop in. Like, I'm okay with this last trade. I alerted this like right up here. You're entering on that upper band retest. I'm cool with that. There was just a Trump announcement, which is unfortunate, but that's why management can save the accounts, right? Or save the trade, because you would adjust here, right? This is below either a value area high or POC from your volume profile. So I would adjust even tighter there, because it should just flush down. Yeah, you could have taken profit. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you could have gotten a better entry up here, right? But I'm fine with this entry. I'm fine with this entry at the upper band. It's just Trump had to open his mouth. Or there was some announcement from the House or something. There was some news in there. Combine 3 trends, 1 win, 1 loss. Sell. Asia open in 0.5 fib rejection, VWAP rejection, New York volume profile, POC rejection. Took the entry on a doji after 0.5 rejection. Trailed tightly as bullish CVD started forming near the weekly value area low. MGC 5 contracts loss. Risk 250 over buys. Buy consolidation. Asia open fib 0.5 rejection, VWAP rejection, weekly POC rejection. Trail on the first doji candle with 5 contracts but got wicked out. Trade 3 MGC 7 contracts, 1.14 RR. This was a win. Re-entered the same trade, started with 5 contracts, added 2 more when price pulled back to entry. Trailed tightly since CVD wasn't moving with price. Okay. So this initial short on NQ, we won on this for 30 points. I'm fine with this for a scalp. Gold, we shorted this. We got wicked out. I was leaning more towards the buys, but this did wick VWAP up here. That wick was right at VWAP, so you tightened your stop low too early. If you left your stop where it was, this would have played out. Then we re-entered 2, 7. Where's the other 5? Because I see the 2. So you shorted 5 here. You get stopped. Came back in with 2. Where's the other 5? I don't know where the other 5 is, but it's +7 at this bottom. I was leaning more towards the longs on this. I went over that. This to me, it's a good scalp short just based off that VWAP tap. But we're shooting for like 5 or 10 points when this rally on GC last night was like the longs were much better than the shorts, right? So yeah, this is coming down. It wicks VWAP, it comes back down, but then this comes up, right? Comes down to this lower band, and then it just rips, continues ripping up. I would much rather look for the longs in here than just taking the scalp short, because this to me, yeah, they're selling, but it's just not very motivated. When you're having these sell legs on GC, usually they're very aggressive, right? You can see this has a lot of aggression behind it. Back here, more aggression here. Even back here, more aggression. Then this stalls out, more aggression, more aggression. Here, last night, this isn't nearly as aggressive as the last couple sell-offs in Asia. So I would be more partial towards the longs. Tried a long here and got stopped from 0.3. We're trading sideways and I've been getting rejected at those highs. Maybe I should have shorted at those highs, but I thought my thoughts were us breaking the IB and continuing up. Good trade. Maybe I could enter in a bit better. I'm gonna take it again. Yeah, so this is after the pump. I'd like to see where the fib is anchored. Okay, fib off the low. Yeah, I mean, we're using this as the fib. I'm fine with this as the fib. But if I'm using this as the fib, right, we come to this 382, we get an initial reaction, right? This initial reaction off the 382 should come back up towards these highs. It doesn't. Then it sells off, comes down to that 618, and then pushes. So I don't hate the 382. It's just, I don't hate this 382 long. It's just when this doesn't push the highs, right? Because you're in off this initial leg. You're in like here. This comes down and wicks you out. Like you're entering. To me, volume's more important on VWAP, or volume's more important on GC. So I would throw in the VWAP in there, because what does this do? This comes down to this 382. Yeah. Also taps VWAP, so off that VWAP tap, what do I want to see? Right? What do I want to see off this VWAP tap? I want to see this come back up and push these highs. Right? It pushes up to this upper band, Does it keep pushing? No. It rejects, comes down, back down to that lower band, and then it rallies. So, yeah. Price getting back down to anchored VWAP, so we failed to maintain. Price below anchored VWAP was waiting patiently to see who won this battle between buyers and sellers, and buyers won, so I entered off the bounce off anchored VWAP. Okay, so this was after. Yeah, so the entry's a little late on this, but I'm fine with it. I just went over that. So, next trade was good. Just entry's a little late, but that's fine. Demo, struggle at daily POC, making lower highs. Failed to sustain above upper band, trailing tight, coming to the ledge. Good demo, because for scalp of the day, management framing bad, nothing. Okay, so we shorted here, off 90s. Good management on this Ziki. We're in an uptrend, so it's a little bit harder to short. Who thumbs this down, bro? Killer Posse, bro. What a hater. XFA waiting for price to calm down and go to VWAP because more of long bias and context. Yep, okay, good read. Draw off this good reaction, trail tight, aiming for daily POC, retest again. Also don't really like trading inside the range lately on gold, got trailed out for a base hit. Frame entry, waiting for confirmation management, bad. Locked out on XFA all day because trying to build the buffer slow. Okay. Now this looks nice. Entry maybe a little late, but that looks nice to me. This was at, what time was this at? 3:38. Okay, yeah. No, this was nice. I think your trail, like this was pretty much the low, bro. You took profit on this. This is on the 1 minute. This is why I watched the 5. Because this would have been killer. Same idea on demo, entered again on retest. Okay, so you close it up here for 4 points. And this comes back down. Retests it. You enter on demo. And this bitch just runs. The trail's really tight. But, yeah. Gold long from VWAP, confluence above VWAP. Asia Green, London, IB London with low volume node and retest 0.6 IB from 0.5 Asia lows. Price was, TB price was 4,100. Asia high and value rate high from time frame. High time frame. I like this. Yeah. Trail's a little tight again. I would have this trailed at this wick, right? Because you're also below VWAP then. Because you could get wicked out on that, but clean trade KPEC. Ziki, yeah, you closed it too early. Combine trade 4 pre-market MNQ 5 cons 1.48 RR risk 250 win overall bias sell. Upper band number 1 rejection, VWAP rejection, weekly POC rejection, bearish CVD, buyers failing to push, London sweep true day. Initially was targeting true day but saw rejection on the upper band in Asia. Volume profile, value area high, trail on 5 minute got stopped out. Okay, so you got stopped out for 30 points here. I think your trail is too tight. Again. So this, like, NASDAQ trades differently than GC. So this, right, if we just leave our stops at this consolidation, right, this is your sell-off. So on 5 minute comes up, retests, and then it fucking dumps. So yeah, I think the stop was just a little too tight. Low crypto trade at the end of the day, framing bounce near lower band. Entered on retest, adjust to VWAP, closed manually because data between my broker and trading view was lagging a bit. Entry, framing, management, exit. Yeah, this looks good. Good entry. Good exit. Reasonable to exit if your broker's having issues. These were the 3 kill zones I drew. Low volume node in the morning on ES and QGC. Had perfect read on price. Had my finger on the trigger for 6 accounts and hesitated, waiting for a little bit more of a pullback to get long, which I never got. Very frustrating day, but old me would have ended the day with blown accounts and some credit card debt with Apex. Going to lock out. Go on with my day. Count this as a win. Okay. Yeah, came right to your area. Came right to that lower band. That would have been a nice trade. Just never gave you the pullback. I would have entered that just based off the momentum, but good discipline there. And like good identification of the area as well. Tried a long here near the 0.5, got stopped out, recognized after. That was most likely going to be a double break day. Looking back, it looked like I was trying to catch a reversal trade instead of following the trend. Plus the ID didn't break, so I shouldn't have been looking for shorts. Yeah, I mean, this is just off true day, right? True day didn't sweep in London, so that's what I want to use. Like, I don't want to, if true day doesn't sweep in London, I don't want to take a reversal trade once this came up to a resistance area. Buyers start failing up there. True day didn't sweep in London. Why do I want to try to take this long back towards the IB high? Right. RTY inverted the buy-in move, preferred the IB play. Big spike up was because of Trump, I think. Like this short, you're just shorting based off the momentum. The trail, I would say this trail should be tighter. Like, I would set this trail lower to this candle and then this candle, and then you get that reversal. So you would have been stopped out on it, but I would have tried that a little tighter. I know you go for the 1-to-1s, right? But yeah. Combine 7-2 trades during London. Only today could have held this trade for 9R. Stopped trailing on the first and re-entered on the retest. Account currently upsized up a little bit with encouragement from the German. Account up 600. Okay. So yeah, we're just going for that upper band. That's fine for an initial TP. You got trailed out on this. This trail's a little tight initially. The retest, you got back in. I'm cool with that. You closed it up there. I think the target's appropriate. Just based off the momentum we had from Asia going into London, I would, once this comes back up here, right? So this pushes initially, comes down, does a retest. On this retest, this breaks the highs. It wicks, right? I'm going to hold that and just adjust my stop to this wick. If it stops me out, that's okay. And I'm going to shoot for this as a breakout trade. Right, because we're already above that previous resistance of 4080s. Where did we come back down and retest? 4080s. We came back down and retested where we just broke out from. So to me, we're going to break higher again. Back from vacation, I'm glad I took them. Feel mentally refreshed to get back on charts and get some payout before the year ends. MNQ3 wins. First trade held above the upper band and overnight. Volume profile value area high. Took it for 3R, targeting yesterday's high volume node. Second trade, since sellers can push lower on the pullback, I took a small 1-to-1 long for a quick scalp. Third trade, we had a lot of buying and could push up past Monday's value area low. So I got in shorts, out on the retest. On the 1-minute framing, took it for 3.5R. Weekly and daily view up, didn't expect for us to keep pushing lower. Okay. I like this breakout long. That looks fine to me. This re-entry up here. Don't love this re-entry up here. I like this short. I would just take this down to true day. See the chart explanation below. For some reason I can't post text. Okay. So long, this is breakout. Oh wait, no, this is short. Failed. Failed at the upper band, or this supply zone. Sorry. Volume so high, this candle gave me the sweats with the massive fight going on between buyers and sellers. Yeah, when that high volume candle prints, right, what I want to see, if I'm short, is I want to see this high volume candle print. I don't want to see a green candle to form next. I think the trail, it's a little tight. I would personally go up here, and you're just looking for this to come back to this structure. I think this is an appropriate TP. Try the long here. This to me, right, you get that high volume candle that printed. Next candle, it's a doji. Candle after that, you get more sellers coming in. So I wouldn't try this long as this comes back down into this retest. How to fuck up a 100-point trade. Massive support, a big number, first time hitting. 24,500. Okay, so you're up 50 points on 20 micros, so we sized up. Woke up late, wasn't prepared for no morning analysis. Saw my A- confluence trade setting up, was not prepared for this trade and just watched it go. Oh well, see what happens. Trade 1, market went to resistance supply area and failed to. Took short a little bit late, 20 points too late, but don't care what the market extended quickly. I was playing the reversal at a critical area. Okay, cool. Trade 2 was a little hesitant about the IB play, but decided to try. Could have managed better. 5-minute bar, massive reversal. Should have closed it with less of a stop loss. Trade 3. Had a good trade, good entry. Stop loss was a couple points in positive. Eyeballing where it should go rather than what's in the way. Okay. Yeah. As this comes down and sweeps out that low, right, we're using double the size we were on these other trades too, Rocky. So maybe you just say, okay, well, we're back down here near 24,500. We're going to take 10 cons off, right? Where is the low of day on NQ? Right at 24,500. This also was true day, I believe. Right? Comes right down to true day. Then it moves off it. So, could have scaled 10 at the IB low, and then looked for this to hit true day, right? And also, if I'm using the IB, it's that 0.1 extension, so you have another scale point. So you have two points to scale. You're using double the size, so just be aware of that. 3.1 on GC during London Open. Late entry off my phones after seeing retracement from bullish leg in Asia and rejection of VWAP. Expected London session to take out Asia highs and continue bullish trends. Did not manage trade as I was at work, satisfied with TP placement. Okay. Entries maybe a little bit high up, but your stop's reasonable. Yeah, with 4 micros, yeah, this is totally appropriate. Very nice trade. Very nice trade, Brett Lover. Good shit. All right, that's trade review, guys. It was a long one. I'm going to hop off here. All right. I gotta go, Z. I gotta go, bro. What did I think about NVIDIA? What was in their earnings reports? Lovely. They come out yet? I think NVIDIA is a late release, but usually they release their earnings per shares and their revenue and all that. Let me check Twitter. Twitter's probably going crazy. Yeah, they released. So they were 4 billion higher. Yeah, really good report from NVIDIA. Really good report. Yeah, 4 billion higher than expected. Yeah, that's a great report from NVIDIA. So I bet this bitch is up to 195. Maybe 200. 194. I was off by $1, bro. I was off by $1. But yeah, that's a really good report from NVIDIA. Yeah, I would expect it to. This will probably continue to move up. Yeah, you can see it with, like, typically what I've seen from like Meta and Microsoft reports, at least, is they'll have good reports. They'll come out, the stocks will juice up. Asia will just trend up very cleanly, and then at some point it will stall out, and then it will sell off very hard. So, yeah. All right, that's trade review, guys. I'm gonna hop off. What if Wall Street doesn't like it enough? It's 4 billion above. Like, that's a good report. Slow markets on Thursday. All right. I'll see y'all.